All right, this is chapter 11. We're starting with step 1. First up, we're going to open up our project. And I'm going to go into my computer, the C drive, GIS class, and make sure I have got the right file path. I'm afraid I have got quite a lot of different folders in here from various years. This is raster analysis. Hit OK. And it should open right up. The first thing we're going to go in and do here is to set up our environments. I know this seems like quite a bother right now, but as you do more and more GIS, the environment setting becomes more and more useful to you. So we're going to go into Analysis and then click Environments here in the Geoprocessing group. And we're going to open this up. This processing extent is really the critical one. This is what kind of limits your geoprocessing to a specific spot rather than the entire Earth. And when you're working with really big data sets like from CONUS or the National Land Cover Database, this is going to help keep your computer from crashing. So we're going to go to the extent of the elevation layer, and it will auto-populate the coordinates of that. And then for cell size, we also want to do it as same layer as elevation. And we're going to keep everything else pretty much the same. We want our current workspace and Scratch workspace to be in the home geodatabase. You almost never change that. And then you want to make sure that you're not messing with any geoprocessing settings, because that can mess up your work by doing some funky resampling, and you just don't want that. So I'm going to hit OK, and that is step 1. Moving on to step 2 is having you double check to make sure your geoprocessing pane is pinned, which if I were to close geoprocessing, pretend that's closed, you get to it by opening up Tools here. And if this pin is in the downward position, it's pinned. You can hide it. And if it's out like this, and anytime you click on something else, it goes away. But if you click on the pin, it pins it in place, and no matter what you can do, what you do, it's still there. So we're going to open the Reclassify tool first. We want to know a specific elevation range for our species of interest. Be sure you're using the Spatial Analyst tool. There are other ones available, but this is the one that you want. Input raster is elevation. Our reclass field is automatically going to go to value. That is one that, value is like the elevation number that it's going to. So now we need to know what ranges we're going with. We're going to hit classify. It's going to give us this automatic stuff based off of natural breaks janks, but we're going to change it to 3 because we have some that are too low, some that are just right, and some that are too high. I'm going to hit our upper values here. So we have 1200, and then we have 1600, and we have 2000. And you can hit enter or tab after you type each one of those, and it's going to do that. That tells us our upper value. It auto-populates the lower value in here, but I do have to change the start value for the lowest one. And I'm just going to set it to 0 in order to ensure there's no weirdness happening. So our new value, this stuff is too low, so it's going to be a 0. This stuff is just right. It's going to be a 1 in our Boolean raster. That's too high, so it's a 0. And I don't want to look at no data. That's a 0. Great. So our output is going to be elev range. Okay, let's run the tool. There we go. Boy, that feels like the 90s. So this is what we want. I am going to go ahead and change the value on this to gray 10% to help my eyes and also to make this green part that we really care about pop. This should look just like figure 11.22a on page 354. I'm going to go ahead and grab step 4 next. Now we're going to turn off everything except for vegetation. There we go. Now we're going to open up the Feature to Raster tool. So right now this is a whole bunch of polygons, but in order to do the analysis we're doing, the Boolean analysis, this needs to be a raster. So this is the tool we're going to use. Input features are vegetation. And then the field that we want is density 96. That is our tree density. Our output raster is going to be, where are we? Veg density. And then it's automatically setting our output cell size to match our processing extent. And it's not going to give you one automatically, or at least not a good one, because this isn't a raster yet. This is just polygons. So let's run it. Great. So let's turn off vegetation so we can see our polygons. All right. Now we are going to open up that attribute table and see what we've got. So if you look at the different categories here, you can use the cell count, multiply that by the cell size in order to get the total area. And note that if you do that and you're checking your work in the book, the answer in the book is incorrect, and the correct answer is posted in your homework.